Coach. Tell us what happened today.
You.
Tell us what happened.
There.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Road Chose Me. My name's Dan, and today we're in Derby, Tasmania. We just rented some downhill mountain bikes. We're going to get shuttled to the top of the mountain and spend the rest of the day riding home. This should be epic. Come along, check it out. This is going to be a lot of fun. So we've just taken the shuttle up for about an hour, and now we're at the top of the Blue Tier Trail. This is one of the really famous trails here in Derby. This is going to take us about 2 hours to ride from here all the way down to this little town that has a pub. We have lunch in the pub, then the bus comes, picks us up again, takes us back to the top of a different mountain, and then we ride the Atlas Trail all the way back down to Derby, and we should be there at like 2 or 3 today. So this is a massive day. I think it's like 25 kilometers before lunch and something like that after lunch as well. So a massive day of biking. This should be really epic. And you can see we've come way up here. We're basically in the Alpine. This is, you know, we're pretty high up in the mountains right now. It's just raining a little bit. So let's get going on the mountain bikes. This should be a lot of fun. Do you want to go in front of me, Katie?
Nope.
You'd rather be behind me?
Yeah.
All right. Here we are at the pub, and the deal is steak sandwich for lunch. Cannot go wrong. Now it's time to get on the shuttle and keep riding for the rest of the day. Here we are, the second part of the day now. Katie didn't make the shuttle, so I'm going to try and keep up with my brother and all his mates. And here's the view. That's where we're riding to. See if I can keep up. So there we go, guys. It has been a massive day of mountain biking. That's my first time in a bike in like 2.5 years. So I'm pretty happy with that, how I rode. I mean, I couldn't keep up with the guys at all, but you know, who cares? The winner is the one that has the most fun, right? And so after such a massive day and the sun's come out here in Tasmania, last thing to do, let's jump in the lake. So check this out, after a massive day on the trails, my brother and his friends have rented this Airbnb. We're on the main street of Derby, which has converted itself into mountain bike paradise. And the guys have just done a huge amount of work. Look at this. We've got homemade chips, we've got a massive amount of roast lamb on the barbecue, and a huge salad, and everything else we could ever dream of. Does life get any better than this? I don't think so. Good morning, everyone. Here we go again. We are back at the base of Derby and we're shuttling up again. Today though, we're not going to do one of the massive epic rides. We're staying here in Derby and they do shuttles here because Australia hasn't really developed chairlift mountain biking. One or two of the ski resorts do it, but not really. And of course there isn't a ski resort here in Derby. So instead they have these shuttle systems behind me that are gonna do multiple laps for us. So we've paid 30 bucks and we can get 4 shuttles in the next like 2.5, 3 hours. And then after that, we might buy another slab of shuttles, or we might just one up. It's $10 for a one up. And they basically take us up the mountain behind me, what you're looking at right now. It's like 20 minutes up, and then riding down will take us 20, maybe half an hour. And there is a whole trail network in there. Green runs, blue runs, black. There's even a couple of double blacks, which I'm told are really gnarly and really chunky. So this is day number 2 riding in Derby. Absolutely stoked, cannot wait. And let's go see what the trails look like. And you can see, here I am, this is like downtown Derby. This little town used to kind of exist for logging, it used to exist for mining, and now they've just completely reinvented the town to turn it into mountain biking. They got huge grants from the government to build all the trails and develop this whole system, and this is what it looks like now. Main Street has like 5 or 6 bike rental shops, tons of Airbnbs, tons of cafes, coffee shops, and here, just down the bottom of town, there's a pump track, there's like coffee vans, there's free campground just down the way. I'm probably gonna stay there tonight, right on the side of the river where we go swimming. So town has like reinvented itself to become this mountain bike mecca, and it's now become world famous because the trails are so good, the access is so good, and by world standards, this is really quiet. There's nobody here. So mountain biking in Derby has become a real thing. I can't wait to get up there and see what all of these trails look like, see what condition they're in, see if I can keep up with the guys again. I'll try my best, but I also don't want to break myself. So there we go, that was our first lap of the day. That was flickety sticks into berms and ferns. Then Monument was that steep rock slab. Then some sort of flowy green, I don't even know what that was. That was good. Following my brother Mike, it helped tow me into the corners with a little bit more speed, which is good to maintain speed, but I can see it's a little bit dangerous as well. I'm gonna end up going faster than I need to. You can see the trails up here are so dialed, and we're back down here kind of like 10 minutes before our shuttle. So time to have a little bit of a rest and then do it all over again. Let's see what comes next. So we just did 4 laps this morning on the shuttle, and then on the final one we did a big pedal up and we did a couple of those trails you just saw. So we are pretty beat up. We've just stopped for about an hour now for lunch. Really good though, cafe here just on the main street. Smoothies, we're doing a little bit of bike work, a few adjustments. We're getting ready, we're gonna do a couple more shuttles. Now we can just pay $10 per shuttle to go back up. A couple more of those and I reckon we'll be all done. So we just had our first really good stack of the day. Kendrick was leading and he's got a few cuts and scrapes. Show us what happened, Dave. Tell us what happened.
There, well, it was a gap jump, but apparently when you take a gap jump, you should aim to land on the trail rather than in the bush.
On your head.
And on your bike rather than, the full face helmet's paid for itself today. Every limb, blood on every limb's a good one.
Blood on every limb, that's the stat. But to his credit, here we are, we're at the top again. I don't know why. We're doing flickety stick. Flickety stick. Let's hit it. So there we have it, guys. That is mountain biking in Derby, Tasmania. Holy, that was absolutely epic. We did about 40 kilometers yesterday and we did another 44 today, and I am utterly wiped out. I'm about to go and jump in the lake. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of Derby and what mountain biking has to offer. As you can see, Tasmania has literally everything. If you've never been, put it on your list, make sure you get here. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Tons more adventures coming here in Tasmania. About time we took the Jeep out and brought that on some adventures, I reckon. So until next time, have fun out there, and maybe I'll bump into you on the road.